I saw this little tool that somebody sells, and it was about 60 bucks. Didn't really want to spend that kind of money on it, so I made a tool. So I am replacing the ground cover on my container garden, underneath my container garden, and I'll show you why. This is pitiful and very upsetting to me that this ground cover that's here now is less than a year old and just threadbare in places. Has just really disappointed me. So I'm not recommending this brand anymore. I like the fact that it was 15 feet wide, so I could cover in in two strokes, but it just has not lasted. And I don't know what's going on right here. I've got a hole, where is it? Right here. That's about 6 inches deep. I've got to fill in before I put that new cloth on. But anyway, replacing it, I went the other day to Sorelli Farms, and he sold me a 300-foot roll, a complete roll of some Dewitt ground cover, and it's supposed to be good. He loves it. He's used it for years and has done, it just lasted and lasted for him. So that's what I'm wanting to do. I pulled up my landscape timbers, my border that I had come in here and driven these spikes in, 3/8 rebar is what it is. Driven those in the ground to form a border. It really makes it nice, kind of finishing it off where you don't have the frayed ends and stuff like that. So anyway, this is going to be interesting. It's not as windy right now as it was a couple of hours ago, so maybe this will work well. So I got my staples here. I watched a video, I guess saw maybe on a website, a product that someone had for sale. To me, the hardest part of this, or the most annoying part of this, is bending over and putting your staples in. So I saw this little tool that somebody sells, and it was about 60 bucks. Didn't really want to spend that kind of money on it, so I made a tool. This is just probably about 1 inch PVC. It's really not PVC. It's something I got from another little project or something I had. So I came in here and put a little insert of wood, got a saw and cut out the wood as well as the PVC. And I put a clamp here on the end to kind of pull it together, but not too tight, where I can put these in. They remain steady because they're in far enough. I've got screws here to stop the progress, to stop pushing it in. I've also got screws here to hold the wood in there and push it in there. I can push that in the ground just like that. And if this is not tightened up, the little hose clamp is not tightened up too tight, then I can push it in there and pull it out, and it will come out. So I think this is going to be extremely valuable. I wish I could tell you exactly how I did it, but it's really not hard to make. Just that's probably a 1 inch dowel, just about a 6 inch piece of it. Stuck it down in here. Anyway, just kind of played it by ear and built this little thing. I think that's going to be an invaluable tool here in just a few minutes. So if you see me stopping down in the ground, that's what I'm using, is that little staple application tool. I don't know what it's called, but anyway, it's pretty neat, and I think it's going to work well. It should roll pretty simple. Me hopes. Straighten it up a little bit. I've got it right up against that border. I kind of wanted it inside the border, or on top of the border, but it's not working out that way. Sure is pretty stuff.
with the sun burning hot, rolling out black cloth on this dusty old spot. Dirt on my knees, sweat stains my eyes, dreaming of peppers and sweet tater fries. Landscape cloth, my springtime sidekick, keeping them weeds from growing too quick. I smooth you flat, staple you down. Spring's coming soon to this patch of ground. That roll fights back like a bull in a chute, twists and flops, ain't it a hoot? My staples are singing a clickety song, putting them in while I'm humming along. The landscape cloth, my springtime sidekick, keeping them weeds from growing too quick. I smooth you flat.
Well, I got it done. It was, you know, a little bit of a job for an old man, but there's places that don't look so good, but let me show you around. So this is the big picture. Let me just back out a little bit and show you the big picture. Pretty satisfied. Not real satisfied with this end. I'll show you that in a minute, show you some of the mess ups. But I've got staples about every 2 feet. Wind's not gonna get up under it, so I think we're probably okay. Man, I'm tall, look at that. Holy mackerel, I'm 20, 30 feet tall. Anyway, I put the border back around it. Not perfect, but it's, need to kind of, there's a place over there I need to kind of nail down with a hammer or a mallet. But all in all, looks pretty good. Haven't got the earth boxes back in yet. The earth boxes are over here and some of them back behind me. I'm not real proud of the way I had to cut around these VEGEGA garden beds. And if you're looking for a garden bed, you know, really nice garden bed, I recommend these VEGEGAs. Actually, they were off a little bit. Well, excuse me, my paper was off a little bit, and it was gonna come in here where these lines were gonna not line up with my VEGEGA beds because I got off down here somewhere or something, I don't know, something got off. So I needed to push these VEGEGA beds back a little bit to kind of get them in line to where they would line up with my stripes. That's what I'm trying to say. I got to line up with my stripes. I couldn't live like that. So I didn't do that. I came in here with a tractor and just backed up against it and pushed these into position. And then trying to cut around these corners and cut around, it was tough. So not real proud of the way it looks up here. I need to pull it a little tighter and you know, attach a staple or two and just, you know, try to do a little bit better job of tightening it up. And I'll get it right. And the sun may help with that. The heat may help with that. I'll burn the edges here. I cut it with a knife, but I'll burn that to kind of get all the little loose tassels off of it. And I'll burn all the edges all the way around and try to keep weeds and stuff out. I'm gonna really enjoy having all this spread out and not worry about stuff coming through because I've got 2 layers of this good Dewitt ground cloth, ground cover down. And you can't, as far as I can tell, you can't buy this unless you're a wholesaler, like a nursery or something. So I've put a link. You can't buy the 10 foot by 300 foot, the big pieces. So I put a link to what this should be, the Dewitt Sunbelt is their brand name. Dewitt's brand name, and Sunbelt is one of their products, and that's what this is. So I put a link to it below on Amazon. I think the widest though is 6 feet. And again, this is 10 feet. So if you're looking for some good ground cover, I do believe the Dewitt is good. I'll get something planted here as soon as it's warm enough, and that may be pretty dadgum quick because we got warm weather and it's looking good. I hope you're doing something. I hope you're gardening. Let me know what you're doing. I love to see your comments, I really do. I look at every one of them. I think I comment on just about 100% of them, especially if you ask me a question. But anyway, I hope you are getting ready. Now, if you're up north, don't get ready. Just go ahead and sit there, watch your TV, because it ain't time. But if you're down in the south, it's almost time to plant corn. And I've got to till up my mess over there where I had that erosion the other day. And as soon as it gets dry enough, I'm gonna get in there and till that up, and I may go ahead and plant corn pretty doggone quick. I kept you longer than I really intended to, but I'm kind of proud of this. There's some wrinkles and stuff in it that I hope kind of work their way out, and we'll see. And but anyway, I appreciate you watching. Appreciate you guys. We're gone.
With the sun burning hot, rolling out black cloth on this dusty old spot. Dirt on my knees, sweat stings my eyes, dreaming of peppers and sweet tater fries. Landscape cloth, my springtime sidekick, keeping them weeds from growing too quick. I smooth you flat, staple you down. Spring's coming soon to this patch of ground. That roll fights back like a bull in a chute, twists and flops, ain't it a hoot? My staples are singing a clickety song, putting them in while I'm humming along. The landscape cloth, my springtime sidekick, keeping them weeds from growing too quick. I smooth you flat, staple you down. Spring's coming soon to this patch of ground. Neighbor rolls by, yells you gone plumb dumb, wrestling that tarp like a fool in the sun. I shout, just wait, you'll be jealous, I swear, when I'm grilling my harvest and you're pulling your hair. Landscape cloth, my springtime sidekick, keeping them weeds from growing too quick. I smooth you flat, staple you down. Spring's coming soon to this patch of ground.